The world's truly legendary historical mysteries do not rely on a simple lapse in documentation. They build chilling scenarios where entire elite armies and deadly superweapons vanish without trace. When we think of ancient military conflicts, we imagine well-documented empires and clear battlefields. But true historical intrigue belongs to the masterminds of dark and completely unsolved mysteries. These fascinating riddles manipulated regional landscapes to swallow legions and top secret formulas completely. Today we are counting down 10 of history's most terrifying and unsolved military mysteries. We will look closely at exactly how powerful armies and terrifying technologies vanish from Earth. Before we dive in, please like and subscribe to Stickman Chronicles right now. Hitting that big subscribe button helps us bring you more high-quality history videos. Do not forget to turn on the notification bell for your daily history fix. Let us start our global countdown with number 10, which takes us to ancient Greece. Number 10 is the terrifying mystery of the legendary claw of Archimedes. The defensive superweapon was engineered specifically to protect the wealthy coastal city of Syracuse. When a massive Roman invasion fleet sailed close to the city walls, they faced science fiction. Archimedes built massive hidden crane arms that swung out over the sheer rocky cliffs silently. A giant iron grappling hook would drop down and latch onto the front of a warship. The mechanical system used massive counterweights to lift the entire ship straight out of the sea. Engineers utilized complex pulley networks inside the stone ramparts to multiply human pulling power. The crane would hoist the vessel vertically into the air, shaking the terrified sailors off into the waves. It would then suddenly release the ship, smashing it to pieces against the jagged rocks below. The Romans were so psychologically traumatized they fled, believing they were fighting regular sea monsters. Yet after the city fell, the exact mechanical designs and engineering blueprints disappeared completely from history. Next up at number 9 is the chilling disappearance of the Roman Ninth Legion. The elite battle-hardened unit composed of over 5,000 disciplined infantry soldiers marched north. They were sent directly into the thick, cold mists of Scotland to crush a tribal rebellion. The legionnaires were highly trained engineers and killers who had conquered multiple foreign countries easily. They marched past the frontier borders and completely vanished from every single historical record on Earth. No archaeological evidence of a massive battle or mass grave has ever been discovered in the area. They carried heavy brass eagles and personal armor stamps that simply disappeared into the mud. Some modern tactical theories suggest they were completely ambushed and wiped out in the dense forests. Other researchers believe the unit was quietly disbanded and integrated into local tribal populations over decades. The true fate of the legendary Ninth Legion remains the ultimate unsolved mystery of Rome. Number 8 takes us to the medieval Byzantine Empire with the lost formula of Greek fire. The secretive chemical weapon was used by the Imperial Navy to destroy invading barbarian fleets. The liquid weapon was pumped through large bronze tubes mounted directly on the front of warships. It acted as a literal flame thrower that could instantly incinerate wooden enemy ships from a distance. The most terrifying aspect of the chemical was that it burned violently on top of water. Enemy sailors who jumped into the sea to escape the flames were instantly consumed by fire. The secret was so intense that the mixture components were split among separate specialized guilds. The exact recipe for this liquid terror was a highly guarded state secret for multiple centuries. Only the reigning emperor and a few trusted alchemists knew the exact chemical proportions and ingredients. The secret was guarded so absolutely that when the empire collapsed, the formula was lost forever. Modern scientists still cannot replicate a chemical mixture that burns on water with such devastating power. Number 7, we look at the bizarre and sudden disappearance of the Roanoke colony. Over 100 English settlers established a new plantation outpost on an island in North America. Their leader sailed back to England to gather fresh supplies, but was delayed by naval warfare. When he finally returned to the island years later, the entire colony had completely vanished. There were absolutely no signs of a violent struggle, an enemy attack, or a hurried evacuation. The only clue left behind was a single mysterious word carved deeply into a wooden fence post. The storage chests were empty, and the heavy fort cannons had been completely removed from sight. The houses had been neatly dismantled, and all their personal belongings were completely gone from the site. Some historians believe they starved and were forced to join local native tribes to survive the winter. Others suspect a hidden Spanish raiding party captured them and destroyed all traces of their existence. The ultimate fate of the lost colonists remains a dark riddle that haunts American history today. Number 6 takes us to the vast, empty deserts of Egypt with the lost army of Cambyses. The powerful Persian king sent a massive force of 50,000 elite soldiers into the wasteland. Their strategic mission was to march across the desert and destroy a wealthy, holy temple oracle. The massive army carried enough food and water to survive a grueling multi-week desert march. They walked deep into the shifting sand dunes and were never seen or heard from again. Historical records state that a massive catastrophic sandstorm caught the army completely out in the open. The terrifying wall of sand allegedly buried all 50,000 soldiers alive in a single afternoon. They were swallowed by the hyperthermic furnace of the desert while attempting an impossible logistics route. For centuries, modern explorers and archeologists have searched the desert for their weapons and armor. Despite massive search efforts using satellite technology, no trace of the army has ever been found. They remain buried somewhere beneath the endless shifting sands as a silent warning to expanding empires. We have reached the middle position for today, countdown of history's most gripping unsolved mysteries. Before we reveal the top 5, please like this video and subscribe to Stickman Chronicles. Your daily support helps us spend more time researching these incredible historical survival stories. Leave a comment right below about which vanishing mystery has shocked you the most so far. Now, let us jump straight to number 5 on our list of chilling historical secrets. Number 5 is the mysterious disappearing act of the legendary Ark of the Covenant. The sacred golden chest was kept inside the grandest temple of ancient Jerusalem for centuries. It was said to possess divine military power capable of leveling city walls and destroying armies. When the Babylonian Empire conquered and looted the city, the sacred chest completely vanished from records. It was not listed among the massive treasures captured and carried back to Babylon by invaders. The golden box simply dropped out of historical ledgers during the chaotic burning of the sanctuary. Some ancient texts suggest the temple priests hid it deep inside subterranean mountain caves before the attack. Others believe it was carried away to a secret sanctuary in the remote mountains of Ethiopia. Despite centuries of active searching by treasure hunters, its true location remains a profound global mystery. The golden chest remains lost to time, leaving behind a trail of historical questions and legends. Moving to number 4, we look at the sudden collapse of the advanced Bronze Age civilizations. For centuries, the Eastern Mediterranean was dominated by wealthy, powerful, and highly organized empires. Suddenly, within a single generation, multiple major cities and kingdoms were simultaneously burned and abandoned. Historical records from Egypt blame the total destruction on mysterious invaders known as the Sea People. No one knows exactly who these sea warriors were or where their massive fleets originated from. They struck with absolute ruthlessness, destroying complex trade networks and literate palace administrations completely. The sudden interruption of the regional bronze trade caused an instant global economic meltdown. The global collapse plunged the entire Mediterranean region into a dark age that lasted for centuries. The true identity and ultimate origin of the destructive Sea People remains completely unsolved by modern historians. Number 3 takes us to World War II and the mysterious theft of the Amber Room. The breathtaking chamber was built inside a Russian palace using tons of solid amber panels and gold. It was widely considered a masterpiece of art and the unofficial eighth wonder of the entire world. When Nazi forces invaded Russia, they carefully dismantled the entire room and packed it into crates. They shipped the treasure back to a secure castle fortress in Germany for public display. As Allied bombing raids intensified near the end of the war, the crates completely vanished. The entire castle infrastructure was leveled, but no melted amber residue was ever recovered. Some researchers believe the treasure was destroyed during a massive fire caused by artillery shelling. Others suspect it was loaded onto a secret submarine that sank to the bottom of the ocean. The magnificent golden room remains completely missing, leaving behind a multi-million-dollar cold case file. At number 2, we look at the bizarre and tragic mystery of the Dyatlov Pass incident. A group of 9 experienced historical hikers set out on a winter expedition in the Soviet mountains. When they failed to report back, a massive military search rescue team was sent to track them. They found the hikers' tent cut open from the inside in the middle of a freezing blizzard. The hikers had fled into the snow without their boots, coats, or essential survival gear at night. Their bodies were found scattered across the forest, showing strange and completely unexplainable physical trauma. Some of their clothing items registered completely anomalous levels of high radioactive exposure. Some corpses had broken bones and severe internal injuries without any external marks on their skin. The Soviet authorities quickly closed the investigation, blaming the deaths on a mysterious, compelling natural force. Theories range from secret military weapons testing to sudden mountain avalanches and unknown environmental anomalies. Finally, we reach number 1 on our list, which takes us to the vast oceans of the world. Number 1 is the terrifying and completely unsolved mystery of the Mary Celeste merchant ship. The vessel was discovered floating completely abandoned in the middle of the vast Atlantic Ocean. The ship was in perfect sailing condition with its sails set and plenty of food on board. The personal belongings of the captain and crew were completely untouched inside their private cabins. The only thing missing from the entire ship was the single small lifeboat and a logbook. The navigation equipment was largely functional, but the captain's personal chronometer was missing. There were absolutely no signs of a violent pirate attack, a severe storm, or a sudden fire. The last entry in the logbook showed normal navigation coordinates just days before the discovery. The crew had completely vanished into thin air, leaving no clues as to why they abandoned ship. The tragic fate of the passengers remains the greatest maritime mystery in the history of the world. These gripping narratives prove that human resourcefulness can shatter the strongest chains on Earth completely. Please make sure to like this video and subscribe to Stickman Chronicles right now. See you tomorrow as we upload high-quality history videos every single day without fail.